in mathematics, the word translation means to change its position. When we're in the xy plane or the rectangular coordinate system, objects can move in one of two directions: horizontally, meaning left or right, and vertically, or up or down. Horizontally means we're moving either left or right, parallel to that x-axis, and vertically means we're moving up or down, parallel to the y-axis. Let's start out looking at vertical translation. If we want to translate a point vertically, we change its y-coordinate because y is the up or down direction. We leave the x-coordinate unchanged. To shift a point upward by the amount k, we're going to add k to the y-coordinate. If we're shifting it downward, we would subtract k from the y-coordinate. Let's practice with some graphs. We have some points, we have a figure, and we have a function. And for each of these, we're being asked to shift the graph up a certain number of units and down a certain number of units. For this activity, use two different colors on your graph so you can see the result of the graph depending on what you're actually doing. For example, upward 2 units I'm going to do in a purple color, and downward 1 unit I'm going to do in a green color for this first one. So we're going to shift each point in the graph and label the shifted points with their coordinates. So let's start out with our set of ordered pairs. We're shifting upward 2 units, so we're going to take the point and shift it up 2 units to the next location. And then we'll label it with the coordinates. So the x-coordinate stayed the same, the y-coordinate changed. So this point was -4, -3, and now the new shifted point is -4, -1. We've added 2 to the y-coordinate. Let's look at this next point here at the coordinate -1, 2. If we're shifting it upward 2, we count 1, 2 points up, and we get our new point, -1, 4. Again, adding 2 to that y-coordinate to get the new point. With the origin, up 2, the point here in the lower right quadrant, up 2, and then our far right point at 3, 3, going up 2 to 3, 5. We can repeat this process, shifting downward 1 unit. So looking at our ordered pair -4, -3, down 1 will give us -4, -4. At -1, 2, down 1 would be at -1, 1. Our origin, down 1, would be 0, -1. Lower point at 2, -2, shifted down 1, becomes 2, -3. And the ordered pair at 3, 3, shifted down 1, becomes 3, 2. The biggest thing to notice about all of these points is that since the shifting was done vertically, the point and its new images are all in a vertical line with each other, hence the vertical shifting. We only moved the y-coordinate. The x-coordinate stays the same. Let's look at the next figure. Here, we're being asked to shift upward 1 unit and downward 3 units. So I'll use the same colors, purple for up and green for down. I'm going upward 1 unit, so I'm going to take the points where this figure connects the line segments, and I'm going to shift those points up 1 unit, and then I'll connect the dots. I'm using a ruler here just for convenience. You don't have to, but make it neat. And we'll connect these dots in the same order that they are already connected in the previous graph. We should have an image that looks the same, just moved up. Translation, remember, means move. It looks like we have the same figure we had to start, only shifted up by 1 unit. We can repeat this process for downward 3 units. I'm going to let you try downward 3 units on your own, And then if you want to come back and check it on the OneNote, you can. Here in the next graph, we have an absolute value function. Let's start out by shifting it upward 1 unit. And we'll do this very similarly as we did the figure above. We'll find the important places on the graph and we'll shift those points up. So upward 1 unit for each of these points. And then connecting the dots, we get our function translated upward 1 unit. For downward 3 units, it's the same idea. Take the important points on the graph, 1, 2, 3 units down, and then connect the dots. In the next part of this lesson, we'll talk about vertical translation using function notation.